The year that I came to Ohio University, there was already a context in which there had been protesting, and particularly the student union has existed already by the time I got here in 2013. And so that's how I found activism, because I went to the student involvement fair, and someone who was actually a close friend of mine now, and I organized with in the ISO, gave me a flyer, or like a pamphlet, basically inviting me to a student union meeting.
In 2013, it was my freshman year here, 4 women got arrested protesting a tuition hike, and that was my first introduction into activism.
They had a lot of popular support behind them, and eventually the board of trustees decided to not raise tuition by the maximum amount that they were allowed to raise it. Still raised it, but like they raised it less than they were allowed to, which is the first time they've done that in a long time. And that created a lot of energy and people willing to organize again.
A lot of the organizations that are around now have sprung out of the student union and have brought some of those values into those organizations.
We're looking out for everyone's rights and everyone's safety, so we're paying attention to the rights of the people who protest, the rights of those who don't want to be involved in the protest, and maybe any counter-protests that would show up. Say blocking traffic or ingress or egress is typically something that occurs, or marching without a permit, those types of things. The protesting group might not even have an intention of marching, but sometimes the group decides to march. And as long as they stay on the sidewalk, that's not a problem. If they get in the street, that's a different problem. Things like that we like to talk about beforehand if we have an opportunity.
Because the travel ban happened so quickly, and so people felt like we needed to do something. We needed to react to it very quickly as well. In that moment, it didn't really matter who you voted for. It didn't matter where you would put yourself on the political spectrum, but all that mattered is that you felt that the travel ban was wrong, that it was racist, it was anti-Muslim and xenophobic, and I think that it allowed for a lot of people to come out and to make a statement about what they believe. The way that university administration and the way that the police reacted to it was very insincere. It seems like they knew that they made a mistake, and they didn't want to admit that they made a mistake. And so they were willing to put themselves out there even further. They were willing to make themselves a fool even further, just for their pride and their egos.
I think that any time you have to take an action against someone who's passionate about an issue, their first thought is probably they're siding against the issue and not the behavior. And so I think we do get accused of that. The only real impact that it has for me is staying over a little bit sometimes, which isn't a big deal. So I guess for me it's just another day. It's part of working on a college campus.